Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Uploading back to back. Yeah, I'm again showing you a beat I made. Again. Well, not again. I didn't make this one in class. I made this one when I was here at my little home studio. So it's a little bit better mix. It's a little newer beat, and this isn't like an ambient beat like last time. This is more of an, I don't know, just a standard vibey beat with like synth sounds, retro synth sounds. And the cool thing about this beat is that it has two beat switches, and those beat switches are actually correctly executed, so it isn't like very awkwardly switching. So I'll just instantly start with the first thing I started with, and that's the chords. There's also a little melody top line on the chord, so it's not only chords, but it's very basic. So I'll just let you hear it. Oh, by the way, I used expand to again, simple soft pad sound. So yeah, let's hear it. So that's the full chord progression, and then we'll go into the other beats a little later, but now for the first beat. And I also use this lead, and I think, yeah, again it's expand, yes, soft lads, nice wave, and I'll just let you hear it. Very simple, and it slides like G down to E, F sharp, and then yeah, it goes like with a little sliding thing, because again, beats slide down and don't play or they do play separately and don't play together, so yes, that's like a really cool slide effect, and I'll let you hear it. It is like very high pitched, because it's more like a top line on the chords, and the chords are like the main thing. And yeah, that's actually very simple. And then simple hi-hat pattern, or just the drums in general. Just let you hear them together. Not the 808, but just the drums. Are they out of? Yeah, right here. So you have the hi-hat. The hi-hat is like this. And that just repeats itself. Why did I delete that? And the clap, you understand, like the 4 and the 7, I think. And just very standard clap. Only I think at the end it's a little delayed, but I'll let you hear that. The ride is just every time in front of the clap, and then right in front of it, and then a little delay. And then the snare is clap, snare, snare, clap, snare, snare. And then the snare is a little lower, pitch down, and a little quieter with the velocity changes. You can also the snare here. Yeah, you can see the velocity is a little down, gives a little groove to it. Because this beat, I don't think any of my no, I think no, this is the only one that doesn't use a perk. Or the last beat also just only uses snare, and it gives like a cool perky effect. That sounds like a different instrument, but really isn't. Yeah, I'll let you hear everything together. As you can hear, the little clap here at the end is a little delayed, so clap, clap instead of clap, clap. I fucked it up, but you get the idea. Clap is a little bit later, like 2 steps, something. Okay, for 808s, I just had the simple pattern, very simple, and just goes E E C D D, and then up like the cool thing that almost every 808 pattern has. And it's not really that unique, but because of the clap, that like the clap is delayed, it sounds pretty cool. So and for this 808, we're using the 06 808 with the velocity or velocity envelope change to everything down, only hold up, which just makes it so if you press the key and you release it, it instantly goes away and doesn't drag out. So it's easier to control the 808. But yeah, I'll now let you hear the full beat, the full first beat. So yeah. Now focus. All my chakra goes into this beat. I know that was kind of rude, just me cutting it off, but you see this little gross beat at the top. That's the beat switch thingy. So let's go to that gross beat right now. It's the not the final off. Must have put it. Yeah, it's scratch pad. Looks very weird, but that's how it sounds. And I just used scratchpad 10 and just played with the thing until I got this one. It looks pretty complicated, but I can actually show you like what it would look like me making this. Like my thinking process. Just I'll let you show you right now after the snap. So I hope you liked that little montage. Really showed like the accurate representation of how my thinking process goes when I'm making these beats. So yeah, let's just hear the full beat switch to the other beat. So let's go. I'll let you hear a little snippet of the thing. It's called Bourne because I thought it sounded like a Bourne type beat, but don't just ignore that. But that's I'll let you hear the little snippet because the beat which is so clean. But that's because the Bourne here is actually just an exported version of the first chords and first beat LEDs. That's what the name, they're just combined into one wave file. And I'll let you see what I did to them. So I first sent them to a mixer track. I pitched it down 600 semitones, so it got like a whole different sound. I don't know why, but every time I make a sample and I just pitch it down 600 cents, it just goes like, oh my god, 600 cents, yes, 6 semi, way easier to say. But it just goes like, whoa, this sounds very cool and very wavy and vibey. And I sent it to mixer track 8, added just a low EQ, because if I pitch it down, of course there's more bass gonna be, so I'm just cut that out, put a little bit of reverb on it. Added a flangus, just a flanger, like chorus, but flangus is my favorite. So. And then added cymatics origin, put everything on, so the sound quality is still the same, but made a little movement, so the chords kinda like do that weird thing. And then I added a very quiet, but you can still hear it, vinyl sound. So I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know, because my phones, it's very quiet, but well, I'll just put it on full time. So if you slowly put it down. So that's the little vinyl sound. Sounds pretty cool. Gives a little bit of ear candy, because you can't really hear it, but you can feel it. And then added just simple drums again. It's so standard. This time I didn't use a clap. I just used a snare, and I did. Yeah, I just did this pattern. You can see it. So. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. I'll just and the 808. Oh, I love this 808, because I used the Grinch 808. Put the out all the way, because normally it would sound like this, very long. But now I just put out all the way, so it's like still. And then I used the same envelope to put the hold all the way up and everything else down, and I made this pattern. And the cool thing about it, because I made the 808s really short, so it's got a whole different vibe to it. So I'll just let you hear it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'll just let you hear it from the beat switch to the actual beat, and then the full beat. you could hear a little bit of the next beat. But I mainly use the same type of instruments for all the 3 beats, just so it doesn't sound like a completely different song. But you could do that if the beat switch is clean. You can use whatever element, whatever instrument you would want. But what I did here is very simple. I just got the last part of the 808 of the first part of the 808 and just repeated it, because it goes like dun 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 dun, and then it goes down again. But instead of just going back, it just dun 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 dun, and it goes very smoothly. And then just added the last part when normally this part would come in. As you can see, it matched it up perfectly with the waveform, and you can just see that I just copied this, and then did a little final effect in gross beat that just puts it down like, and then boom, another beat. So the next beat is actually very interesting, because I use the, again, GMS this time, so it's more retro-y. You can see the preset is basses and electric, because basses, for some reason, if you put them high, it doesn't really sound like a bass anymore, and some basses can sound pretty cool. So I'll just let you hear that GMS chord, but I rendered it out and I don't think I changed anything really, so. But then I did something very, 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 very interesting, because if you see chords, I wrote chords wrong. I don't care. Chords, GMS, glitch. You might ask, what's glitch? Well, listen to it. And you might be wondering, what the fuck? That sounds like actual dog water, like something a dog would drink, or piss, or just shit on. It's actually dog shit. But the cool thing is, you can splice things, and if you do it the right way, and I did add a little reverb, I made it a little quieter, but if you do it the right way, it just adds a little air candy, because you can't really hear it, but I'll just solo it, and you would think to yourself like, holy shit, this guy's a genius. Focus. Oh my. Okay, but that sounded pretty cool, right? Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Just use the effect, on where is the effect I used? I don't think I have it anymore. Send it to track 14. Yeah, I just added the reverb, but if just put a gross beat on that, and then momentary, I think, and then speed up, yeah, so it goes like ding 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 ding, and that's the effect I added. Because you can also see here, for some reason it was always off and I didn't know how to fix it, so I just made a little automation and put it all the way up. It sounds pretty cool. And then I just made a harsh sled again. This one sounds like this. Because when I first made it, I used a different preset and totally different chords for GMS, so it sounded like some hardstyle shit. And I used Steel Saw and Polysynth. I know I called it a hard lead because it kinda is, or lead, right? Lead, harsh lead. And I don't know why I called it harsh lead, but it does sound like one. But it's actually a polysynth. That's basically the same thing sometimes, not all times. And then added again different 808s. The drums are very simple. The drums are basically the same as the first beat, again with a delayed clap, but this one has instead of double snares, it has a little snare roll on top of the hi-hat roll. The hi-hats is again like simple hi-hats, and then go like very fast, so like, I don't know what you call that, but what you call that, but then again two step, and then low high with hi-hat rolls. That was the thing, hi-hat rolls, and then it goes like of and that's the same as in this beat. It goes like, and yeah, so I kept a little bit of consistency, and then added a 808 right here. I'll just let you hear it. And that sounds very scuffed, but in the beat it sounds way better. It's just it spins 808. Simple spins 808. But yeah, I'll let you hear it from the beat switch and then the full beat. So yeah, that's the full beat. I'll now just show you a little bit of what I did with the mixing. On the chords, first beat, EQ, lows, highs, added a room size, full reverb, lead. I did the same thing, but I added a little more high end, because you gotta have some differentiating things between the two instruments. Then hi I just lowered, clap lowered, ride lowered, snare lowered, and snare over 808. But 30 hertz cut off at the lows, then just a preamp of 80 and a threshold of 30 on the fast distortion, and then just the threshold of 0 dBs, just max, and post gain 85. And yeah, because I don't really need any. If you got a good sample selection with I have the cymatic sample selection, I mean it sounds pretty good. You just don't really need a EQ or something. If you could do it, if you wanted to make it sound even cooler and more like your own style, but I just went with the easy part. And then 808 also just turned down and with a little bit of effects. Then yeah, like I said, with I already said this, like sample, got the gross beat and then the reverb, EQs and flanges. Then again, hi-hats just turned down. I actually, with a different open hi-hat, I actually made the high end a little bit lower. It was a little too much. Then the snare cut a little bit of the high end because it was like some frequency was like piercing my ears, and then low end 70 hertz. Rim shot perk, nothing, and the 808 the same distortion with just a little bit of tweaking. This one is 5% more preamp. The soft clipper is literally the same. EQ is 2. Then with the chords on the last beat, got the GMS 100 hertz low end and a little bit of reverb. By the way, the Bourne has the same mixing as these two, because it's basically the same instrument and chords, just pitched down and with a little added effects. Then the lead is all the low end cut out, then the high end a little bit cut out, because it just had the mids and the high mids over here just dominating that, and a little bit of reverb. Well, not a little bit, a lot of reverb. Then again, snares, I cut out the lows and the highs a little bit. The hi-hat is the same, the 808 same goddamn effects, but here preamp is the same, but I put the threshold all the way down because I didn't want like that mid frequency all the way like dominating. I just only wanted the low frequencies because it's also playing very low notes. So if it would have the threshold all the way up, or like a little bit up, it would sound very distorted and very not fun to listen to, like you're listening to some hardstyle, like bruh. Then just the standard soft clipper, nothing on it, just go here, click on soft clipper and just leave it, and then empty, nothing. Let's look at the master. Again, I had the final down, like the final off, like doon doon doon. That's for the beat switch, and then the scratching is also for the beat switch. Then the multi-band compressor, I tweaked with these a little bit. You can look at them right now. Looks like this. Made the low end more dominant and the high end a little more dominant, and the mid end I made it a little less because it was very overwhelming. Then just with the compressors, low end compressor did literally nothing, only put the threshold at 0 dB, which just removes the compressor, because normally you have something like this, but if you just put it down, you just turn it off. And I with the mids I did minus 12 dB threshold, and the gain minus 2 dBs, and again with the high end I did nothing. And I added a limiter 0 dBs ceiling, because if you would go like this, you'll die from ear bleeding or ear cancer, whatever. And if you put it like this, you would also die from ear cancer. So I just put it at 0 dBs, and then gain at 5 decibels dBs. So it would make everything loud, and then I turned everything down just how I like it. So that's the full beat. That's everything. Look, I can play the piano. I'm not just some noob that can only play piano in FL Studio. I can actually play the piano, like for real, like look at this song. I'm actually a professional. Fuck. Do it again. Let's do it again. goddamn. I could actually use that for a song. I was just like freestyling. Like, I'm not a rapper, but I can freestyle on the piano. Ever seen somebody freestyle on the Probably, yes, somebody has freestyled on the piano. I've been recording for 30 minutes. And I need to edit this. And why does my camera look like there's actually a god behind me? And it's just pulsing. Like, God's heart is like behind me. And it's just pulsing like dunk dunk. But like very slowly because it's so huge. So it's like dunk, dunk, dunk. Like, want to see me put my hand like, oh, I'm going to heaven. Oh. My hand actually disappeared. I swear to God, well, I swear that I don't have heaven, or I'm not making beats in heaven. Maybe my beats sound like they're made in heaven, but I'm not actually in heaven. Please help me. I'm stuck.